Hey everyone. Okay, so real quick, let's talk just a review about our ultrasound and how we determine the treatment time. So, first things first, remember that we are looking at our frequency, and our frequency is either 1.1 megahertz or 3 megahertz. And remember, 3 megahertz is for your superficial. So if they're super small, if that tissue is not more than an inch deep, your tendons, your ligaments, any of those are all going to have 3 megahertz. If we have something that's deeper, we have a larger body, um, those are going to require 1 megahertz. So make sure we choose the right frequency. Then we are going to first decide, hey, what temperature increase do we want? I'm going to change colors here, so y'all can see that better. So I will give you a table very similar to this, but you're going to want to say, hey, do we want a 1 degree increase, 2 to 3, or 4? And here is why we would want those. Again, I will give this chart to you. You do not have to memorize it. So once we've kind of figured out, hey, what frequency what do we want to use and what do we want our temperature change to be, then we're going to look at, hey, what intensity do we want? And remember, the intensity can change based on preference. Remember, 2 is going to give us a lot of heat really quickly, so that may be too intense. 5 is not, so they may not feel it. So, but it also depends. So on the test, you're going to be asked to provide an intensity and explain why. Explain why. Just give a reason why you chose that. And then I will have a chart that's a little bit easier than this, but this video is to demonstrate how to calculate it. So let's say we have a we want to go not on the sternoclavicular, that's by the carotid artery, but let's say we want to do the traps. And and the traps are dealing with some trigger points. So we're going to first realize that we want a 2 to 3 degree change, and the traps are barely like right on top superficial. So we're going to go with a 3. So we're going to go here. I'm going to say 3 megahertz. And let's say we want a 3 degree change. So if I look at 3 megahertz, I'll look here and I'll say, hey, what do I want to do? Let's say I want to do 1.5. And so I'm going to do that 0.82. And that's going to be our degrees per minute change from those settings. So it's 0.82 degrees per minute. And so now we have to determine what time are we going to do. There are 3 ways to do this. We can do 3 divided by 0.82, which is going to give us something along the lines. I actually have the math here. Something along the lines of maybe that's 0, that's a 3, and then we start doing the long division, and it's going to equal 3.65. Why? Well, because we did that earlier in class today, but that's going to be 246, which gives us 540. 540, that's 6 times 8, 48, 49, 2, and then we continue on. So it'll be 3.65 minutes. That's option 1. Option 2 is 0.82 plus 0.82 in there. And that's going to give us a 1.6 degrees. That means that in 2 minutes, because 0.82 per minute, so 1 minute plus 1 minute equals 2 minutes, gives us 1.6. So then if I had another 1.6 degrees, that's going to give us another 2 minutes. So those two together equal 4 minutes. And in 4 minutes, we would have hit 3.2 degrees, which is more than we want. Okay. So we sit there and we know it's less than 4, so it's probably 3. And then we can even sit there and go, hey, we're 0.2 over. So if you do 0.2 over, for easy math, we're going to go 0.8. That is 1 over 4. Go because divide by 2 on both, that equals 1 over 4. So we're going to deduct, because we just took the extra, we're going to deduct 0.4. So that means that we're going to do basically 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Remember, on the test, you have to be within the right 15-minute or 15-second increment. So if you sat there and you said, actually, that's 3 minutes and 40 seconds, great. Just give the right. If you said 3 minutes, it's not enough. If you said 4 minutes, too much. So about 3 minutes, 40 seconds. Okay. So that's example one. Let's do another example. Let's say we have, we're going after the glute max on a sumo wrestler. So we need 1 megahertz because it's a big boy. And let's say we can go um, to intensity of 2 watts per centimeter squared. So that's going to give us 0.34. So we have right here, we're going 1 megahertz, 0.34. I can draw better, or I can write better than this, per minute. But the question is, what are we going after? Let's say that we're dealing with some scar tissue. Let's say he was in a car crash. We had a big, not just a hematoma, but the scar tissue just didn't break up. Just go with it. 4 degrees. Okay. So 4 degrees. So we can, again, can do 4. Oh, I did not give myself enough space. Okay. So we can do 4 divided by 0.34. I have not done this math, so let's do it. So 40 equal 1, we're going to get 34. That's going to give us 60, which is still 1. 34. That'll give us 26. So 260. Oh gosh. 8. Nope. It's actually going to be 7. So let's do the math. That 7 times 4 is 28. 2, 7, 23. Boom. I think I actually got that right. That's going to be 22. And 220 is going to be, again, 7 again. Excuse me. And that's going to, no, it's not going to be 7. It's going to be 6. It's going to be 6. I can do math, guys. 6. So, 2, 6 on 4, 24. So 204. And then we're going to continue on to 16, and we can continue on. But 11, and then because decimal points 22, 22. So we know it's 11.76 minutes. Now, in case that, because you don't get a calculator, in case that's a little bit too long, what we can do is we can also do 0.34, 0.34, 0.34. So in 3 minutes, we're going to get 1.12. Did I do that math right? I did not. Hold on, I can do math. Oh, 0.2, 0.2. The 12 is killing me. 1.02. So that gets us there. We need 4 minutes. So I'm going to do 1.02, 1.02, 1.02. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us 4.08. Okay. And so that means 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Each of those is 3. There's 4 of them. 3 times 4. So we're looking at 12 minutes. However, we're over. So we're going to figure out how much over we're at. So we're going to go 8 over 34, which is a terrible one because it's 4 over for 17, and 17 is a prime number. Just for easy math, we're going to go 16. Again, that gets us 1, 4. Okay. And so if we take a quarter of a second off, which kind of makes sense by 7, 6, that means that we're going to go for 11 minutes because we take a quarter of a minute off of 12, 11 minutes and 45 seconds. That's it. It's one of those things of it seems hard, it looks hard, but once you know how to use these graphs to find your variables, it's really just plugging the numbers in. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's the review of how to calculate math for your ultrasound time, treatment time. Look forward to seeing you soon.